Hello YouTube. Basically there's a bit of a weird background, just a fucking blue wall, but that's the best I'm going to give you. I might change scenery later on in the video and go in my living room, but at the moment she's going to have to face me and a blue wall. And this remote is for my camcorder. I'm not just holding it for no reason, I'm not being that random. But basically this is a new feature of the Betamax 52 channel where I give you movie reviews and trailer reviews. Obviously, as the title suggests, movies and trailers and my opinion of them. Before I get started on the first film, I need a coke because my throat's a bit dry and I'll probably end up coughing to death on camera or something, so I'm going to sec. Right, that's all fine now. On to the first film, which is a Sanctum 3D. Now, a Sanctum 3D, if you've seen any of the adverts or trailers or any promotional material, you might know it is from the creator or director, or differs whether you're watching the advert or the trailer really, of Titanic and Avatar, except it's not really. It's produced by James Cameron, but he didn't have really that much input into it. It's directed by someone completely different. It's basically just using James Cameron's name shoehorned into all the promotional material, just because that's pretty much the only thing that the film's got going for it. But Sanctum is a film starring that guy out of Fantastic Four and a bunch of other unknown shite actors that I can't remember the names of. But yeah, absolute crap, that is what I thought of it. A lot of negative reviews, so I wasn't really expecting anything good, but yeah, it was a pile of shit. It's advertised as some sort of like horror thriller movie, except it's not scary and it's not fun, it's boring as hell. Most of it is just them camping for some reason, standing around doing nothing. And all of the horror and gore and stuff is all due to the absolute stupidity of the actual characters. I'll talk about the positives before I go into more detail about the negatives. And the one positive about the film, one positive, is that the 3D effects are quite good. There's a lot of water in the face effects, and when you shine a light in you, that's quite cool as well. But overall, I just feel that it's just an excuse to mask the fact that the film's absolute crap. Like universally just going, yeah, I've got a crap film here, but it's in 3D, so come see it. And now we got onto the negatives in more detail. I talked about the stupidity of the absolute characters, or the actual characters. One of the biggest moments of stupidity is probably when there's this really annoying woman who eventually dies for a stupid reason. I'll try to keep these reviews spoiler free. But basically she gets told by one of the other crew members to change into a different suit because she might get hypothermia, and she basically just can't be arsed. Like she's like she wouldn't make a difference if she wore that suit because she wouldn't die, you know. Yeah, she literally just can't be arsed putting on a suit for some reason, and obviously she gets hypothermia, but she doesn't die from that. She dies from an even stupider reason. You'll have to see it to be believed. She gets her hair caught in some rock or something. This is a spoiler warning if you haven't seen the film, but you probably won't want to see the film. So here's how she dies. She gets her hair caught in something. I think this is that same woman anyway. I can't even tell the bloody characters from one another. But she gets her hair caught in a rock, and instead of hanging onto something as anyone would do, and then cutting it, she just cuts it when it's the only thing that's like supporting her. So obviously she falls and drowns, so stupid bitch. As I said, that's probably an inaccurate description, but I literally was so amazingly bored out of my mind when I was watching this. I zoned out. So yeah, Sanctum 3D, definitely not one I'd recommend really. Go and see it if you've got an unlimited card and you thought the trailer looked good, because you might like it, but yeah, overall it's not really worth it. On a slightly more positive note, Disney's new movie Tangled was released about 2 weeks ago in the UK, and I've been to see it twice now, once in 3D, once in 2D, so you got a bit of this and a bit of this. Like, I don't know what the hell that was. That's 2D apparently. But yeah, a very good film. If you're a Disney fan, definitely go and see it. It's been nominated for an Oscar for Best Original Score, which is for the song I See the Light, which is composed along with the rest of the score by Alan Menken, I think. Most of his songs are crap, I think. I think he did The Little Mermaid as well, but that might be someone else, I'm not sure. I never check any facts before I do videos. But yeah, a lot of Disney enthusiasts are calling it like a return to form. Like I personally thought The Princess and the Frog last year was the return to form for Disney, because that was great as well. But Tangled is definitely a good sign that they're continuing with that. They've sorted out the shit. They're not making crap like Chicken Little or Home on the Range anymore, so that's good. A definite recommendation, especially in 3D. 3D actually does add to the film, which is amazing. Like, and it's not just being used as an excuse for people to go see a crap film. This is a good film in both 2D and 3D, but better in 3D, so worth the extra money. If there's any negatives I'd say about it, it's probably because Mandy Moore is not very good as the voice of Rapunzel. She's a bit like too teenage girly. I know she's supposed to be a teenage girl, but it's just like a bit over the top, like Hannah Montana style. So I think they could have gone with a better voice actor for her, but Zachary Levi is very good as the male protagonist, and I can't remember her name, but she voices the villain, and she's very good as well. So yeah, also the singing voices are quite good, even for Mandy Moore. She's quite good at singing, even if she isn't very good at acting otherwise. So yeah, that's pretty much the only positive, not the only positive, the only negative that I can think of. So definitely go and see it. On a slightly more realistic note, the next film I'm going to review is the new romantic comedy apparently from Kate Hudson. It's called A Little Bit of Heaven, and it was released by entertainment film distributors who are quite regular occurrences for crap, mediocre comedies for some reason. That's their specialty. Yeah, this is meant to be a romantic comedy, but it's actually an incredibly depressing drama film about a woman dying of terminal colon cancer. So not the best premise for a comedy film at all. But overall, as a drama film, not a romantic comedy, it is quite a good film. The script and direction are great. The acting is good, even from Kate Hudson. I don't normally like her, but she is good, and she's fit as well. Not so much when she's dying, but at the start when she's like healthy, she's quite fit. But her character is quite strange. She needs to get her priorities sorted. Like, she's dying of a terminal illness. Like what most people would do when they're dying of a terminal illness is to be a bit more like this. Like, I'm dying of a terminal illness, so I've got to get all my funeral sorted. I've got to write me will. I've got to just try and live it through. Try and live my life as much as possible. Whereas Kate Hudson's character in A Little Bit of Heaven is more like this. Well, I'm dying of a terminal illness. I've got to find a good shag as soon as possible. So yeah, that's where the romantic part comes in. She needs to find some sort of boyfriend for some reason before she dies. I don't understand why, but she's desperate for one all of a sudden. I don't know. Also, the very strange thing is that Whoopi Goldberg appears as God in one scene. Well, a few scenes actually, but yeah, that was a bit strange, and she's actually referred to as Whoopi Goldberg in the film. So she's not playing a character, she's playing herself as God, if that makes any sense. But yeah, overall, quite a good film. I'd recommend it to anyone who likes like romantic drama films. Acting's good, script's good, and it's incredibly depressing. I was the only person in the cinema that wasn't crying. I was also the only male person in the cinema, I think. So yeah, give it a watch sometime. Not so much at the cinema unless you've got an unlimited card like me, but on DVD, give it a rent. The fourth film I'm going to review is The Fighter, which is released by Momentum Pictures, although it's released by some sort of independent company called Relativity or something in America. It stars Mark Wahlberg and Christian Bale. It's based on the true story of an American fighter called Mickey Ward and his brother Dickie Ward, who is a mental crack addict, and he's played by Christian Bale in the film, who plays it extremely well. He's absolutely mentalising. The same can't be said, unfortunately, for Mark Wahlberg. He's a bit like crap. He's much better playing action movie roles and stuff. I liked him in The Other Guys. He was quite funny in that, and he was in that film. I don't know, but he was in some good films, but they weren't like meant to be serious. But yeah, all the other actors are quite good. Amy Adams is good. Christian Bale is amazing. There's a group of like women who are like Mickey Ward's family. I can't remember any of the names, but they're good as well. One complaint I would have about the film is that it's a bit long. It drags really longly. I don't think that's a word, but yeah, it drags a lot, especially towards the end. I was dying for a piss in the cinema and it wasn't ending. I was just like, come on! But yeah, definite recommendation. And also a really cool thing is that if you stick around for the ending credits, it actually plays a real video footage of the brothers Mickey and Dickie Ward. And the Christian Bale has his role down to a T based on the actual person. He's like the spitting personality. Mark Wahlberg's a bit crap obviously, but I can forgive him for that. And the last full film I'm going to review is half a film actually, because the projector in screen 1 at my local cinema broke halfway through it. But that's Yogi Bear, which is the new 3D escapades of the classic Hanna-Barbera character. Released by Warner Brothers in a desperate attempt to revitalise the old characters or something. I don't know, but basically it's a cash-in based on an old franchise trying to reboot it, and it doesn't really work that well. From what I saw of it, it actually was quite good as its own film. Like, I was expecting it to be absolute crap from the trailers, hated the trailers. I was forced to watch them before every single bloody movie that I ever saw in cinemas before now. But yeah, from what I saw of it, it was actually quite a good film. There were some funny bits in it, mostly that childish slapstick humour. What would you expect? The live action actors though are crap. They really cannot act for shit. Yeah, the live action is just not necessary at all. Ranger Smith is quite good, but his love interest and Ranger Jones, I think his name is, the other one, they are crap actors. And basically from what I saw of the film, was the first like 50 minutes to an hour of it. They spent far too much time on the human characters and not enough time on the bears. Seeing as the film called Yogi Bear, I was expecting to be in it a bit more. But yeah, I can't really give a good review on Yogi Bear because I didn't see all of it. The projector broke on 3 different occasions for the first hour, and eventually the cinema staff just gave up and just like said, right, here's your £1.50 back, you can fuck off. And I think they cancelled all showings of it later on as well, so yeah, I think there's definitely something wrong with the print. I don't think they'll be showing any more of Yogi Bear 3D.